Hi there, Larson Heights Elementary, and welcome to Bedtime Stories with Mr. Schatzko. Tonight we are going to read about the math curse. There's not really a math curse, but this one's pretty funny. And this is by John Sheshka and Lane Smith. We read one of their stories the other day, the true story of the three little pigs, and we read The Stinky Cheese Man, which is also by them. This will probably be, I won't read another one for a while, but I just happen to have this one at home and I love it because I love math and I love how everything that we do every day is a math problem. But this person thought it was a curse, but I don't think it is really at all. So we're gonna start off. And just an FYI, all of these books that I'm reading to you are in both our library and the public library. And many of them are also in Spanish. So if you speak Spanish and you would like to read them to your little brothers and sisters, this would be a really great thing for you to do. All the Spanish ones that I've been reading, I checked out from the public library. They have a ton of great children's books in Spanish. So here we go. The Math Curse. On Monday in math class, Mrs. Fibonacci says, "You know, you can think of almost everything as a math problem." On Tuesday, I started having problems. I wake up at 7:15. It takes me 10 minutes to get dressed, 15 minutes to eat my breakfast, and 1 minute to brush my teeth. Suddenly, it's a problem. If my bus leaves at 8, what will I make it on time? How many minutes in 1 hour? How many teeth in one mouth? I look in my closet and the problems get worse. I have 1 white shirt, 3 blue shirts, 3 striped shirts, and one ugly plaid shirt my Uncle Zeno sent me. How many shirts is that all together? How many shirts would I have if I threw away that awful plaid shirt? And when will Uncle Zeno quit sending me such ugly shirts? I'm getting a little worried. Everything seems to be a problem. I take the milk out for my cereal and wonder, how many quarts in a gallon? How many pints in a quart? How many inches in a foot? How many feet in a yard? How many yards in a neighborhood? How many inches in a pint? How many feet in my shoes? Holy moly, I don't even bother to take out the cereal. I don't want to know how many flakes in a bowl. Mrs. Fibonacci has obviously put a math curse on me. Everything I look at or think about has become a math problem. Oh my gosh, look at that. I try to get on the bus without thinking about anything, but there are 5 kids already on the bus. 5 kids get on at my stop, 5 more get on at the next stop, and 5 more get on at the last stop. True or false? What is the bus driver's name? Sometimes it feels like tests are like that, like you study, and then the question asks you something you didn't even think about. Mrs. Fibonacci has this chart of what month everyone's birthday is in. Which month has the most birthdays? Which month has the fewest? Why doesn't February have a W? Don't you think this chart looks sort of like a row of buildings? Do you ever look at clouds and think they look like something else? What does this ink blot look like to you? Oh my gosh. The whole morning is one problem after another. There are 24 kids in my class. I just know someone is going to bring in cupcakes to share. We sit in 4 rows with 6 desks in each row. What if Mrs. Fibonacci rearranges the desks to make 6 rows, 8 rows, 3 rows, 2 rows? I count the 24 kids in our class again, this time by 2s. Jake scratches his paper with 1 finger. How many fingers are there in our class? Casey pulls Eric's ear. How many ears are there in our class? The new girl, Kelly, sticks her tongue out at me. How many tongues in our class? I'm about to really lose it when the lunch bell rings. Unfortunately for me, lunch is pizza and apple pie. Each pizza is cut into 8 equal slices. Each pie is cut into 6 equal slices. And you know what that means? Fractions. If I want 2 slices of pizza, should I ask for A, 1/8, B, 2/8, C, 2 slices of pizza? Number 2, what is another way to say half of an apple pie? A, 2/6, B, 3/6, or C, la moitié d'une tarte aux pommes. That's French. Which tastes greater? A, half a pizza, B, half an apple pie. We haven't even studied fractions yet, so I take 12 carrot sticks 3 at a time and eat them 2 at a time. Whew, in the afternoon, every subject is a problem. Social studies is a geography problem. The Mississippi River is about 4,000 kilometers long, and M&M is about 1 centimeter long. There are 100 centimeters in a meter and 1,000 meters in a kilometer. Number 1, estimate how many M&Ms it would take to measure the length of the Mississippi River. Number 2, estimate how many M&Ms you would eat if you had to measure the Mississippi River with M&Ms. Bonus, can you spell Mississippi without any M&Ms? Oh my gosh. English is a word problem. If mail plus box equals mailbox, number 1, does lipstick minus stick equal lip? Does tuna fish plus tuna fish equal fornifish? Physical education is a sports problem. In 1919, Babe Ruth hit 29 home runs, batted .322, and made $40,000. In 1991, the average Major League Baseball player hit 15 home runs, batted a .275, and made $840,000. Circle the correct answer. Babe Ruth is less than the average modern baseball player. Babe Ruth is greater than the average modern baseball player. Babe Ruth equals the average modern baseball player. Whew. In art, we finally get to relax with a connect the dot picture. Here is my picture. Too bad it turns out to be a connect the ancient Mayan numeral picture. Math is just a total problem. Mrs. Fibonacci says there are many ways to count. She asks us to give some examples. Russell counts on his fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Molly says 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Mrs. Fibonacci says, I always count 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. Oh my gosh, what the heck did she just do? How'd she count in like that? I don't think I understand that. But on the planet Tetra, kids have only 2 fingers on each hand. They count 1, 2, 3, 10. And on the planet Binary, kids have only 1 finger on each hand. They count 1, 10. Number 1, what are the next 5 numbers in each sequence above? Number 2, do you think Mrs. Fibonacci has been to the planet Tetra? Number 3, how would you bowl if you lived on the planet Binary? Counting by tens or with tens? 2, 4, 6. Tetra. Binary. And a bowling ball. We are just about to go home when Rebecca remembers the special birthday cupcakes her mom made. There are 24 kids in the class. Rebecca has 24 cupcakes. So what's the problem? Rebecca wants Mrs. Fibonacci to have a cupcake too. Everyone is going crazy trying to figure out what fraction of a cupcake each person will get. I'm the first to figure out the answer. I raise my hand and tell Mrs. Fibonacci I'm allergic to cupcakes. Everyone gets 24, believes me, and gets one cupcake. No one, 0, has to figure out fractions. Whew, I stagger out of school. I'm a math zombie now. I have to find something to break this math curse. I decide to try chocolate. My favorite candy bar is 50 cents. But guess what? Today, it's on sale for 50% off. negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a, where a equals the number of letters in your first name, b equals your age, and c your shoe size. I decide to buy licorice instead. I pull out my money. I have a $5 bill and a $1 bill, a quarter, and a penny. George Washington is on both the quarter and the $1 bill. Abraham Lincoln is on both the penny and the $5 bill. Problem, check. So which is true? A, 1 Washington equals 25 Lincolns. B, 5 Washingtons equals 1 Lincoln. C, 1 Washington equals 100 Lincolns. Or D, 1 Lincoln equals 20 Washingtons. Don't forget to show your work. Extra credit. How do you think Thomas Jefferson feels about all of this? Holy moly. I never thought about the pictures of the presidents and how they are on the coins and the bills. Pretty cool, huh? I am now a raving math lunatic. What if this keeps up for a whole year? How many minutes of math madness would that be? What's your problem, says my sister. 365 days times 24 hours times 60 minutes, I snarl. Dinner brings no relief. While passing the mashed potatoes, Mom says, what your father says is false. Dad helps himself to some potatoes and says, what your mother says is true. I think about that for a minute. If what Mom says is true, then what Dad says is false. But if what Dad says is false, then what Mom says isn't true. And what if what Mom says isn't true, then what Dad says isn't false? But that can't be true because he says that what Mom says is true, and she says that what he says is false. Woo, can that be true? I think about that. Then I think about it some more. Then I think I better go to bed. I undo 8 buttons plus 2 shoelaces. I subtract 2 shoes. I multiply times 2 socks and divide by 3 pillows to get 5 sheep. Remainder 1, which is all I need to count before I fall asleep. Oh my goodness. I dream. This is the problems. I dream I'm trapped in a room with no doors and no windows. The room is covered with a lifetime of problems. I have only one piece of chalk. How do I get out? I'm about to give up and die when the answer to my problem comes to me. Fractions! I break the chalk in half. Then I put the 2 halves together. 1 half plus 1 half equals 1 whole. See how the story went around the page like that? It is one crazy dream. Okay, and now we're back. Wow, 1 whole. I put the hole on the wall and jump out. I'm free. I wake up Wednesday morning at 7:15. It takes me 10 minutes to get dressed, 15 minutes to eat my breakfast, and 1 minute to brush my teeth. My bus leaves at 8 o'clock. What time will I be ready? 7:41. No problem. I've broken the math curse. I can solve any problem and life is just great until science class when Mr. Newton says, you know, you can think of almost everything as a science experiment. The end. Have a great night, Larson Heights. Soar with the eagles. Don't let the bedbug bite. And I will see you tomorrow. Come and tell me the solution to the mom and dad problem. Have a great night.